Guys, this is your boy D giving you this last week's episode of Family of Fiancés. This is like my favorite show right now. This is episode 5. I think it's the couple's name is Lazaundra, which I pronounce it wrong. I know I'm butchering the poor girl's name, and Julian. Basically, this episode is they have grown kids. They basically Julian met was still wanted to mess with. I'm just gonna call her Lazaundra, while she's still dating her man. But eventually, when she got divorced, Julian crept on in. He saw his prize, he saw his target, and he went after her. Right? Went after her. And she said, "This is it." He said, "She's the one." And basically, and they want to like get married. Now they're saying, he says, it was probably 8 months. She says it's probably 4 months. Basically, both of their families say they're moving too fast, right? So basically, both of their families going to meet and try to get to know each other. If you know the show, this is how it goes down. Tracy is the relationship expert. I'm going to call her a counselor, so to speak. And basically, as soon as their families met, especially Julian's family, I think his son is Julian's senior, I believe, and then he has his sister, and I think their niece is here. Yeah, basically, their sisters. I wish I took notes, but I didn't take notes because I just watched this episode this week. Literally, I just watched this episode today. Today, I'm watching this episode. Basically, their position is that Julian is basically called him a hoe, because I'm like, why you call him a hoe? Was he a player in the day? Was he spreading his seed around that I don't know about? No, but basically he is a man. He's on the move. He gets bored easily. It's kind of like you order something from Amazon. Some people order stuff and they see something and they get excited of the smell of the package, and then next minute they're like, you know what, I'm bored. I want a new toy. It's like a kid wants a new toy every second. So basically their position is that he gonna get bored with Lazaundra, and he gonna move on to somebody else. And basically Lazaundra, they talk to Lazaundra on the side saying that's what's gonna happen. Are you prepared for that? She says we have to have this conversation. He says that's not gonna happen, and she believes them that that they're meant to be and they're the ones, and that's it. And I kind of had to look back for a second. They only met basically. The Lazaundra's situation is she has 2 daughters, right? I forget they look like they're teens, so I'm probably they're 14, 15, probably 17 years old. I don't know. Apparently, their father had died maybe like 7 months ago. They obviously, I don't know what the relationship was there. I don't know what the girl's relationship with their dad was. Was it a close relationship? So obviously they have some kind of close relationship. So they're still in the grieving process. So like, you haven't given them time to grieve and move on, and you just kind of say, okay, that's it. I'm gonna move on to the next level in my life and get a relationship, but you haven't given them time to heal. It was like, you know, for me, it'd be like if my mom, if my dad died, like 4 months, and my mom wanted to start dating, and I was, even though I'm like 30 something, 37, and I was like 20. It'd be hard because, especially if you're close to that parent for a long time and you have a certain routine for a very long time, right? And you eventually, and that's the routine, you're close to your parents, and you just very attached to this close knit family. And for somebody to come in, it kind of changes the dynamic. And Julian coming in is a dynamic that's to change. And I'm not saying Julian is the kind of guy who's going to rape their daughters or be a sexual predator, but the fact that he's a stranger, the girls need time to get to heal, and they get to get to know Julian. And the fact is, even Julian's family says you don't really know each other, because basically they asked Julian what's Lazaundra's color. He said green, and Lazaundra was like, nah, it's not green. So clearly you could tell they haven't got to know each other's colors, their their expectations or whatever. They just want to marry to get married. It's like they haven't had time to even consider their family's feelings, their kids' feelings, especially their kids' feelings. Not so much their sisters or whatever, but their kids, the ones who are affected the most. They need to, you know, clearly, because you can see in one of the. I'm not gonna go to each scene by scene, but I'm gonna give you certain scenes that I feel like is very important. Especially there's one scene, it, you know, Julian had a conversation with his son. His son basically said, "Look, you haven't spent time with me. Every time you date, you never really spend time with me. It felt like you put me onto the side. You focus on your relationship, getting your relationship, but you haven't focused on the relationship with me, Dad." And you can see the hurt in his eyes. And I felt that too, because most men, most men don't really cry, because men are usually not taught to cry. Usually men are tough and hold on to tears, be a man's man, be a macho man. They don't really cry. So for him to cry, that was very impressive. I think he's no more than probably 20. If he's probably 19, probably going on 20. So the fact that he's crying and expressing his emotion to his dad, I thought was really significant and very, impressive that he actually could communicate his feelings to his dad. I was not like that with my dad. I was not that. I didn't have the greatest relationship with my dad. I wasn't the kind of person to really communicate with my dad. I held it in because I didn't know how to communicate. And my dad wasn't really, we didn't know how to communicate with each other because, it's just something he just never really did. I just held it in, and which is not good. So I was impressed that he was able to do that. And then there was another scene, and then I'm gonna talk about their personalities, especially Julian and Lazaundra. I know it's not the girl's name Lazaundra, but I can't pronounce the name, so I'm gonna call her Lazaundra. Sue me, y'all. Sue me. Lazaundra and Julian, they're both headstrong, because Lazaundra is a headstrong kind of person that really wants to be. She don't really know how to be submissive, so she wants things her way. And kind of there's one scene where Julian was cooking the fish with the fish. She was telling Julian you need to turn over the fish. He said, I got it, whatever. And because at one point she was trying to talk to them about the relationship, about the, it was a grill situation. He was telling him to turn over the fish. He's like, I got it, baby. I told you, I got it. Let me do me. Keep quiet. I got it. So basically, Julian's a man, and then like, you ain't finna tell me. But she just like, you know what? I guess you're gonna. Once he was like, yes, y'all, yeah, we're gonna have fish tonight. Gonna be fish nibblets. It's gonna be fish nibblets because he didn't listen to me. And now I was like, it's kind of funny, haha. But it's kind of like no man wants to be berated because men have egos. Everybody has an ego, but definitely a man has an ego. You bruise a man's ego, you might as well kick him, kill him, because the man's ego is hurt. Even though he didn't argue, I know he's hurt. And that's going to build up. That's going to keep building up. And one day I'm not saying he's going to hit or anything, but he's going to get upset because when you have issues that are unresolved, it comes out in not a good way. You basically have a volcano ready to erupt, so to speak. Right? That's what's happening here. And then during the time in the table, I think the families were saying to Shauna, saying you need to, basically the conversation was in the dinner. I'm gonna summarize the conversation. Basically, it was like, look, you guys are not ready to get married. Y'all need to get, they were saying that that LaShawn is too controlling. She's this and that. She felt offended, so she was like, someone said how we handle conflicts or whatever. She's like, I'm gonna do it, and she was like, you ain't gonna talk. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. You need to be quiet. And things turned left. The daughter got upset and said, "Be quiet, everybody! I can't deal with this no more. Can't deal with this no more." And I was like, wow. I said, God, I said, she gonna have meltdown. She gonna have some. She gonna have PMS or something. I don't know what she had, but something was just not right there. Something was not right there. So
crazy. Yeah, but
so it was just, and she turned left. And I'm gonna go back. Actually, speaking to their daughters, Julian, not Julian. That's Lashana was having a conversation with their daughters, and she basically says, she says, I apologize if I how I feel, but just basically saying, look, I'm happy. I gotta move on. I need you guys to be happy, and I just need you to basically get over it. Basically, it's what she was saying. Look, I'm sorry, but y'all need to get over it and just accept the relationship and move on. That's it. And clearly, you can see the reactions like, huh? They're not, they're obviously still hurt. She didn't really, she apologized by not really apologizing. You know what I'm saying? So, and during this whole time is that, it was chaos. It was chaos through the whole time with their families. It felt like this is probably the best episode because it shows like, especially if parents who are dating got to take who move on to a relationship, especially you need to take time if you're going to date a new person in their life. You got to take time in your children's feelings and consider how they feel, especially if they've been close to that parent for a long time. You need to take time and not rush into the relationship so quickly. Give because you need both of y'all need to heal. You and your children need to heal. I would say like a year or two before you able to date, and you need to take slowly. You need to like probably, maybe a couple months. You have them meet the children. Take them out to the especially if the kids are younger. Maybe take them to the park or take it to dinner. If the kids are older, maybe watch a movie with them or something. I don't know, but basically, y'all need time to get to know each other and get to know the families, and especially let the families grieve and let them know that they're not. Because I think they feel like they might be replaced, and that's they need time to heal. They need time to really and it's not really not fair for for them for you to just move on, not consider your kids feeling. So that's probably and ultimately they came to the conclusion that they're not ready to get married. So obviously there was no blessings involved. So they basically were saying we're gonna start over. We're gonna take our time to really get to know each other. We're gonna do things the right way and this and that. So even though the episode it started off messy and it really started off messy, but it was better than last week's episode. It was drama filled. There was a lot of drama going on, especially with the daughter, LaShawna's daughter and Julian's family getting into a lot of fighting and all that. It was crazy, but in the end, it was like they came to the conclusion to slow down and do things the right way, and eventually they still are together. So it's a great episode. Again, I love this series. Anyway, if you're not subscribed to me, try to hit the subscribe button. Anyway, this is your boy D. I am out. Holla. Have a good night.